Oh, that's right. She can choose multiple ones, can't she?
Yep.
Oh, he.
So we are up to Shadowrun episode 52, or as it is 2051, which is season 2, episode 14. Today at the table we have Ross.
Yes, I play the lovable Womp, the healer of the group. And without me, it would have been TPK'd many of the times. Also, follower of Hickey Thump from the BBC Pantheon. And hopefully we're going to have a good time.
It'll be interesting to see how they implement things. Next up we have Jeremy.
Good evening all, I'm playing Desmond Deadshot, the elf who grew up on the streets of Seattle, believing that the epitome of progress in life would be to join the ancients go-ganger, and good. And obviously he still wishes to do that, and he's currently in the process of trying to gain admission. But he's also discovered that when he thought he was an orphan with no one who cared about him while he grew up, apparently he had got a family out there, and family left him with an interesting legacy when he's discovered he's now got what appears to be a magical motorcycle and suit, which is possibly the sort of thing that a superhero might have.
And I did find it interesting when you said that, he was alone and no one cared about him, and now he's got a family. And he almost said almost what you're going to add, and they still don't care about him.
Well, he apparently knows he's got a family. He just doesn't know anyone in his family. So, yeah, so as far as he knows, I don't care about him, except for the one that died and left him something. So.
Maybe you were the one sucker who said yes.
Okay.
Which then
At
brings
this stage, Tatiana's still cool, so you have to pound all without trying to get.
At least not until he then has to go fight Godzilla.
Mm.
I'm sure that won't be too bad.
How is he going to go to Tokyo?
Well, no, if you want to fight Godzilla, he's only got to go back down to where he picked up the suit from. Unfortunately, he'll go blind.
Yeah, but are you sure that's going to be Godzilla, not a knockoff?
It might be the first American Godzilla.
Oh, God.
Either way, he'll deal with that when it comes.
Next up we have is Al.
Hello, I play Talon, the unhinged, possibly a little sociopathic, ADHD, failed business owner party girl elf, who seems to apparently now still has amnesia and could have a brother out there, who knows.
Or maybe a sister.
Yeah. Or maybe a sister.
Or he might have a child in the family, or a book.
Oh, yeah, it's possible. Anyway, that's me.
And last we have online at the moment is M.
Hello, I play Bolt, your ever-lovable puppy. I am starting to learn the magic things off Trixie, and I'm spending lots of time in her garden and with her, and getting to run around lots, which is great. And now we are trying to help humans. No, we're trying to help elves. We're trying to make humans like elves, that's right. Bolt gets a bit confused on the details, but hey, everyone loves a puppy, right?
I'm sure everyone does.
Hey, how about we put up a sign with got Bruce the Shark saying, "Elves are friend, not food."
I'm sure that would work. So, for the recap of what happened last session, you decided to try to come up with a plan on how you're going to make the Humanis Policlub love elves, or at least be friendly towards elves in some sort of way.
Or at the very least make them appear to love elves.
and there was quite a few convoluted plans involved. And you ended last session recruiting multiple people to your cause who may or may not be available at the time. Collected numerous supplies that may or may not be used in your actual implementation of the plan, and had a lot of conflicting ideas of how you're going to implement the plan. Does that about sum it up for you, Jeremy?
Didn't you have multiple heathers or something like that?
Didn't you?
No, you had multiple. Was it heathers?
You do, yes, they did.
Yeah, you got 1 to 7 or 1 to 5 or something like that.
No, there were 14 of them.
So
14.
Yep.
Okay, so there's a gang called the Heathers.
So if players and your characters want a bit more detail on the planning and discussions that mainly occurred between Aircon and Shadow, the slightly deeper highlights were the fact that we were trying to we were given a run to actually make the Humanis Policlub change their attitude, or at very least appear to change their attitude towards elves. Well, because when we got the run, it was a case of, hey, get the people at this address to look like they love elves. And when we did a bit of deep in, we found a Humanis Policlub, which obviously becomes quite a challenge to make a human first, everybody else dead type group. Love the everybody else, or even appear to vaguely approve of anybody else. So we had thought about how we could go about this, and we considered the idea of, getting in there, apparently it's not particularly manned on the weekend. So we thought, we should probably try and break it on the weekend and redecorate the place to give it a new feel when people wander in on Monday morning. But then we went a bit further and worked out that, we might be able to get a hacker on site. Shadow had a good hacker contact. SoCal currently out of action at the moment. We did find out, I can't remember whether it happened in previous or not, but we found out that SoCal had been moved from the hospital by Mercurial. And it's thanks to his support and assistance early on.
Like if Madonna or Adele showed up and took someone out of a dingy hospital.
Yep.
Oh, it's not.
So we've got to go with another hacker that would potentially be able to do a bit of a transfer of funds so that we can basically funnel the Humanis Policlub funds into pro-elf charitable support. And however, talking to this hacker friend, he explained that, trying to get there on the weekend, and we'll do it on the weekend, would be a big challenge, because Humanis Policlub keep all their primary access codes in their main headquarters, which was a much more secure location to try and get into, starting in downtown and heading up from there. And
any changes on the weekend might be noticed.
So but you did say that if we're able to get in there with some access codes like that from legitimate accounts from people who work there, then it should be, you can bypass all those security because you're already inside the system and be able to go forward. So she was recommending that if we did it on a weekday, then try and get arranged to get one of the members there to either help and or be influenced or intimidated into helping, or providing their access and things, then she could jump on and do it from inside the system. On there, we looked at the fact that Tatiana had provided some significant dossiers on when she'd done the legwork to find out about the Humanis Policlub, and we did manage to find dossiers on the I can't remember exactly the number, but a dozen or so people who went to the building. But it turned out that we got dossiers for all of them except for the actual CEO or the head of that particular chapter of the Policlub, including amongst the personnel was the receptionist, a Miss Callista McCuman, who...
And you no wonder that wasn't a real person.
Okay, so we noted the fact that she appeared to, on the surface, be someone worthy of corrupting into our cause, and Kerry also found out that seemingly of the dozen or so employees in the office, only 3 of them were really card-carrying members of Humanis Policlub. The rest of them were basically in there because it was a daily paycheck. From Desmond's perspective, it didn't necessarily make a huge difference. It's still working for Policlub, still all bad, but Shadow had other ideas on the potential value of those personnel. So we tracked down this Miss McCuman to a local
with a plan for seduction to begin with until you found out she was 14.
Certainly, when we were talking about it, yes, when we were trying to get recruited to our cause, seduction was certainly a likely option. But then, yes, found out she was 14, and again, people came up with some ethical issues. But yes, we found out she was a regular at the local golf club, and so we thought Harlan and Desmond could go to the local golf club and put on a show and make it appear as though we were some big wigs, looking out for talent for music video. And got in there, found out that yes, it not only was it the local goth club, but it was also effectively the local blue light disco for underage personnel, really. And also discovered that this Miss Callista McCuman was actually not just 14 years old, or at least apparently not just 14 years old, was also 10 or 14 different people. Which were basically a whole group of girls who were job sharing at the Humanis Policlub.
Which you can understand, considering not many people could stomach it for more than a couple of hours.
But basically, yeah, since the place was open 10 days a fortnight, there was basically one girl for each day it was open per fortnight. So, after winning over all the girls, they basically recommended that rather than using we decided we had to do it on the Monday because we were the last day that we had time to do the job by the time it was done by. But we decided that rather than use Miss Monday McCuman, we decided to go for Miss Stabby Tuesday, as they recalled her, as the one who was the most most resilient in the situation, and also turned out to be effectively the leader of the listers. And we also discovered the fact that, yes, together the girls also managed. So they weren't just regulars at this golf club, they were actually the ones who managed the golf club kept it running and things like that. So Shadow was also, and Declan, to a lesser extent, was considering sponsoring the event, the activity as a promotional opportunity. So basically, we'd had it all mostly planned out in our heads, but Miss Calista McHuman would meet us there. Well, she'd be working there on the Monday. Since it appears the CEO couldn't tell one from the other amongst the 10 of them. It also explained why in his dossier of Calista McHuman, there were a few somewhat contradictory elements in the discussion, and sometimes she was a good worker, sometimes she was a less good worker. It's variable. But yeah, so actually was going to, I think we'd ended up deciding on the idea of getting laxatives into all of the workers there, thanks to Digby was able to provide a rather impressive laxative apparently. And the intent would be to dose their lunch, get them all out of there. We could come in while they're busy elsewhere, because the Calista McHumans had also disabled the toilets in the office, because as one of their position against the organisation. And so when they took effect, all the office would have to empty out to run to somewhere else. And then we come in there, Miss Sophie, Shadow's happy contact, would be coming in, and she could do her job on the system with the help of Callista's access. And then, okay. Meanwhile, we could then redecorate the place still with a few modifications of their posters and things, so that then when they returned and discovered that, hang on, we weren't just given the runs. Someone actually tried to interfere with our operations by changing all our posters. They might then ignore the fact that, or not discover the problem with their funding or their redistribution of goods until sometime later. Now, apparently, Shadow had done some, or got some further news back from a contact, which led her to be a bit concerned about any aspect that would make Humanis actually look like publicly shaming the Humanis Policlub. Because she'd had evidence that said on the Crimson Crush Ork tried to do a similar job of redirecting their funds and making them look bad and doing random obvious stuff. The Humanis responded by where are we? So Orks had done the whole accidental charity donation to non-human organisations. First part a little bit, so, but apparently, yes, the Orks publicly shamed and humiliated Humanis, and in retaliation, the exec not only bombed several schools training the Orks, they also killed all of their employees instead of figuring out which one helped the Orks. So Shadow's preference is to take the money as we planned, not necessarily do anything to publicly shame the organisation, and potentially also be disguised as, disguise ourselves at least, and potentially as human.
It is possible.
That option does have the drawback of the aspect of the original and necessary plan for the run was to make the owners of this facility look more elf-friendly. Now, admittedly, if we can redirect their funds and then let it be known or allow it to be exposed a few days later, the fact that they've made these donations, then that might be enough to indicate that they've changed or imply they've changed their plans. But I'd be tempted because the original statement was yes. What the attitude of the people at the local church adjusted as they were not showing proper deference to elves. So, yeah.
There's always a challenge it's always a challenge when you're not sure what the outcome of your actions will be.
So based on the information that Shadow's provided, and the fact that Declan's a bit of a selfish bastard anyway, from his perspective, he's still been leaning towards a public display to then make it look like that they were at least temporarily showing more deference to the elves than Humanis Policlub would normally.
And the last bit of the note from Shadow was that she has been called in to help Sophie on her current run and hopes to make it back in time for Monday, though does recommend having a backup plan if she is still caught up in what she puts as a minefield.
Oh, okay, so she's expecting Sophie's now less likely to be available. Is that the case?
Sophie was on a run when you called her up, and is still on that run. And Shadow's been called in to help Sophie. Shadow has been called in to help Sophie.
Yeah, no, and that's it. But so from the information that Shadow had provided last time was that yes, Sophie was on a run, which she was expected to be back by Monday, and possibly that's why Shadow's gone on there to actually, there might have been an update from Sophie, which said, it might take a bit longer than planned, and okay, maybe Shadow thought that, hey, if I'm there, will that help speed things up? But so at this stage, because it's now, must be Sunday morning, isn't it?
You had that message sitting on your computer Sunday morning.
Yeah. And obviously, because Saturday night was when we were at the golf club, meeting up with Miss McTiernan.
And you have a bunch of friend requests on your computer, all from what appear to be teenage girl accounts.
From Dex's first thought was you'll deal with that later, and then think about, hang on, how many of those ones have to actually deal with now? But his opinion thought we deal with it later, having suddenly realised that both of you may not be available, which would make redirecting a fund much more difficult.
At least you have some understanding of how to work a computer.
Yes, and potentially, as I say, with ballistic assistance to actually get in, it helps to mitigate some of those. Yeah. Even at that point, Declan wouldn't necessarily really be thinking that he's in the state of being able to transfer the funds, especially not necessarily quietly. Or unobtrusively, so.
I'm sure someone would say challenge accepted and suggest that you go you'd be a shoo-in.
They can say whatever they like. And it's not to say that Declan wouldn't necessarily do it because it's still part of the requirement to actually complete the thing, but the first question would be whether there are other options which you can't win that might achieve the goal without necessarily trying to do hacking in the computer system.
There are many ways of attempting it. It's just what are you up for doing? You can butt in.
That was my point, was other players.
I have no comments. I mean, I'm always up for, a little persuasion.
No. Problem is, Desmond's supposed to be doing the persuasion, not you. Unless you want to become an
No, Carlin out.
There's nothing that says Declan has to do the persuasion. Declan has to make persuasion happen.
Yes, but you were so good
from the one's perspective.
As 14-year-olds.
Right, but like from the primary outcome of the run is that the people at the local address have their attitude adjusted to show proper deference to elves. Not to say that Declan has to do that directly, because Declan has to arrange for it to happen.
How long is the effect supposed to last?
Unstated. Yeah.
So, Trixie.
But obviously, long enough that it would be. There's time big better where.
So, has anyone actually thought about talismans and that?
I'm sure you can buy them the game. I'm sure that will help.
No. Well, you can get one that's probably, see if they can get one that gets rid of anger. I know you got sense and that they'll make them a lot more pliable, but they'll probably would sort of aware that. But if we can get it like a talisman that gets rid of all the negative energy, like anger and that, and makes it a nice area.
Are you sure there's enough magic in the world to make a hater not hate?
Anything is possible. With the right
drugs Declan's having me looking to those who know about magic. It wasn't discussed much in previous planning because our magical support were not involved in the discussion, but if there's opportunities to play that way, I'm more than happy to hear the options.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm more on down the potion side, not the talisman and dream catcher side.
Are you suggesting that potion could be administered? It would change people's attitude?
If you can get a talisman in the right spot, or a dream catchers have to work when they're sleeping? Can't there be something similar to it that actually is able to get rid of all that negative vibe?
Well, technically, they can sleep whenever you knock them out. I'm sure that would be something the dog shaman had taught Bolt, that if you need to do something while they're sleeping, knock them out.
But I'm all the
can go to sleep.
way, not the...
Doesn't that mean two drops of the potion she gave us?
No, that was for
Explosive
poop, and was it 3 drops they actually explode?
No, that was hospitalization, I think.
3 drops was hospitalization.
Or was it 4 drops explode?
Quite possibly. She never went to 4 drops, so what it did.
Yeah.
4 drops was untested.
She seems to have her limits.
Yeah, unfortunately, the shaman side, I'm not too. There has to be some type of thing that can absorb all these negative vibes.
But I'm not certain that. This is Declan talking. What do you mean by absorb negative vibes?
You know.
They're hateful people.
Yes, which is a negative thought.
Hugely hateful.
Yeah, hate is negative. You need to bring them to the positive.
They are, from their perspective, they are being positive.
Yeah, but they're negative.
They positively hate.
You've got all these negative people, which then they think they're positive, because they're all negative.
Yeah. I have a feeling that if it was as simple as that, then the world would be a very different place.
Yeah, you just need a big enough motion. But that'll make everybody drones, wouldn't it?
Well, hey, I'm sure you're halfway there.
That's what.
One of us thump. One of us thump.
Yeah. But
No, Declan's not denying the possibility. He just thinks that it's.
But you could cheat, but it's only a short one. Is having them have some essence in that incense burning.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he's talking about drugging them again.
Yeah.
Drugs are good, especially if they're the magic.
And so you're drugging them to love elves?
Well, actually, the drug would actually make them love everything. It's not specifically elves.
Well,
Should I be worried that's gonna like backfire epically?
Yes, it'll be one of those times that it accidentally kicks off while the whole party's there and everyone loves everyone.
That's why
we've it all on News at 8.
Party orgy, here we come.
Well, in certainly from a player perspective, I certainly think the 40-year-old girls aren't there.
They work there.
From the character perspective, Des would be less concerned, personally.
Desmond, the lolicon.
Okay, so you've got most of a Sunday to do stuff. What would you like to do on the Sunday?
Well,
Find a new taco.
I'm sure that won't be too difficult. You can just go to a cereal box and find one, I'm sure.
Of course.
Will that be a forbidden roll to find out if it can get a talisman or something like that? And put out positive thoughts instead of, or absorb negative thoughts?
Sure, what is your forbidden?
It's 2 yellow, 1 green. And I'll upgrade it.
Talking about mind control. Okay, so you're gonna upgrade it.
It's the other. It's the white one, not the black one.
No, actually, it's the other way around.
What?
The white, how many
you
use?
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Because if you turned that one over, then I could remove one of your dice.
Yeah. Let me guess, I'll probably be smoking the stuff. Oh, no, actually looks like a decent roll.
Okay, so that ends up being a success and 2 advantages. So, thinking about it, yes, there are quite a few things out there that really screw with people's minds. Generally can lead to permanent catatonia, can cause bleeding out of the ears, can cause homicidal rages and random killing, and they're just the side effects of the warping people's realities.
Great, so LSD on a bad trip.
Well, that's considered the mild form. It can literally kill someone by basically screwing with their self-belief.
On the plus side, that'd be one less Humanis.
Yes, but we'll
I mean,
also... That sort of magic leaves a major stain on the world, and it's considered corrupt magic. Because it's all about distorting someone, not about healing someone.
Okay. And there's nothing like a Dreamcatcher version of it that's...
Oh, you can catch someone else's dreams, but that's not a manipulating them.
No, I'm not trying to capture it. It's supposed to be because it capture their nightmares.
Well, the Dreamcatcher can do both good and bad.
Yeah,
The thing I remember though is the fact that
you
keep talking about capturing negative emotions and negative feelings and things like that, but that's all from your perception of what's negative and positive. If it's a case of it's the person's own negative feelings, then they may well not consider they could evolve to be a negative.
Yeah.
They're out to cleanse the world. They're doing a good thing.
They're cleansing the world of everything that's not human.
Exactly. That's a good thing, obviously.
And if they probably had their way, they'll also get rid of all the deformed people, all the sick people, and all the black, then yellow, and then only the blonde hair, blue eyes.
Well, the Humanis Policlub is not actually Auran only. Which is a surprise considering how negative they are. So yes,
That's from a broad perspective. Yeah, I mean, literally, Humanis Policlub are effectively Nazis, absolutely. But if it is their focus on, there's a lot more to worry about now than just the colour of a human skin. There's all these non-humans. So.
Well, they're also basically Japan.
Yep.
Yes, it's the belief of Japan is the same as Humanis.
Yeah. So I'm just still trying to work out why the hell I had it diverted to Hong Kong and that.
Well, it wasn't in Japan, so you probably felt safer.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't. Yeah. Okay, I just landed in Tokyo. I'm not getting out of this place.
Well, passing through Tokyo is okay. Staying in Tokyo very difficult. So, what is the plan for Desrin?
That's it. Do any of the other players have any other ideas rather than changing funds? We're looking into the idea of the next options. Are there any other potential thrown in the mix? They're still not necessarily entirely averse to the original, like we're going to shoot them all. It doesn't mean that doesn't necessarily change the attitude.
Well, your other option would be to dig up dirt on the 3 people that really do not like elves and blackmail
them. And technically we do have blackmailable material on
2 of them.
2 of those 3, but not the CEO himself or herself.
So at this point we should say hi to Josh and have him introduce his character.
Hello, I'm Josh. I play Flogger. Flogger, big burly troll. Flogger smush things into fine particles. Flogger still trying to find doors.
So what is Flogger's cunning plan?
My cunning plan?
Yep. You are cunning enough to come up with a plan to make Humanis-like people. And I would love to hear it in Flogger speech.
In Flogger speak, yes.
Flogger can door.
Vlogger can speak, yes. Vlogger's plan is for a smart person to come up with plan.
So that is Flogger's cunning plan.
Yes.
How about Bolt? Does Bolt have a cunning plan? Because you are very cunning, remember?
I am very cunning. I mean, I liked the giving them diarrhea part because that's just funny. Can we work that into send them to seeing as we have to, we have this option. If we use the 3 drops, we can send them to the elf-friendly hospital.
What?
And
Dragon?
they get looked after by elves, and then they realize that elves aren't that bad because they got saved by elves.
I don't know there's necessarily a specifically elf hospital that would accept non-elves in Seattle.
I'm sure there's an elf hospital that would accept organ donors.
That's kind of not what we're after, though.
But they would still accept non-elves.
Yeah, that's in the body wall.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, that's particularly understandable in the idea of, yes, well, the subsequent news released about the fact that they generously donated their organs to the non-human community.
There's always a spin, right?
Their last will was to do that, huh?
So is
Yeah.
Bolt got a totem yet, or animal spirit?
Quite possibly.
What does Bolt's spirit, animal spirit say?
It's not actually talking to her at the moment.
Oh, actually, that what you.
It's been guiding, but not talking.
Mm-hmm. Or basically growling at anyone who looks at it in astral.
Pretty much.
Why couldn't it have been crow?
Because Crow didn't call off on you. You don't choose the totem, the totem chooses you.
Yep. Yeah. And the totem could be a lot worse.
Yes, I've got a dragon totem.
Yeah, dragon's a common totem.
It is a common totem. But not as
Because remember, the part of your totem, particularly from the European side of that shamanistic culture, the dragon was certainly a very important mythological beast totem.
Yeah.
As is the phoenix, centaur. Anything from ancient Greece could be used as a totem, or any other mythological fantasy story. So yes, you have many options. How much of the day do you spend debating it?
Okay. We having had a bit of a discussion in the morning type of pieces and come up with a few potential thought processes. What we're going to have a look into, see if we can get hold of a telephone that might do the job.
Not in that short time period.
Well, no, but for the idea, I'm saying the fact that yes, if we separate for a little while, Desmond's going to actually try and have a talk to Tatiana and see whether or not he could do a redirection of the funds if I was able to get access to the system. And the discussion, not so much the idea of Desmond's quite confident that she could do the redirection of the funds if she wanted to, more the idea of can he ensure she understands the intent of the plan appropriately.
Well, if we're going to do diversion of funds, also probably some orphanages as well.
Injures?
Orphanage.
Oh, orphanage, sorry. What did injures have to do with this inflation?
Well, yeah, we could do some diversion to Indian elves, if you wanted.
But yeah, so more the idea of whether or not Desmond feels that possibly Tatiana could fill the role of hacker in the original plan, and at least have the majority of the thought process go through properly.
So just a quick question. So no drops, not 3 drops. At no point is that coming into play. I just want to find it.
Well, certainly my understanding is if we get the opportunity to direct funds, the dosing of the lunches was still part of that process.
Yes, lovely, excellent. Just wanted to make sure. It's still cool, but anyway.
How many drops they actually get dosed with might depend upon how much food they eat. It's not our fault.
3 drops.
3 drops on each scone.
Oh god. We better not forget and eat one.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's not like the Desmond's problem.
Depending on how much cybernetic you got, I could get rid of it. So talking to Tatiana, does Desmond feel that he could get across the intent of the plan and whether or not Tatiana would be able to willing to carry it out?
Okay, so after discussing it with Tatiana, a contact appears on your phone.
Okay.
And the name is Tacoma Forever.
Tacoma Forever. Is there any reference or indication as to why this call has suddenly come through? Where it come from? Who's come from?
It's not a call; it's a contact.
That's what I mean. But like in the sense that,
it does have anti-Policlub hacker. Any indication as to how they got my number, that they might send me such information? You believe it was Tatiana that put it on your phone.
Right, okay.
In response to your question.
Yeah, happy with that. Okay, when you first said, I thought, okay, well, yeah, it might be Tatiana's gone through the process, or it might be Sophie you said, hey, I might not be there. Get a friend of mine that might be able to do the job for you, or something like that. So, okay, so this is the premise forever. Is there context to this? Actually, still talking to Tatiana.
So the context that you're given is if you need a hacker, here's a hacker that would be favourable to the run.
Gosh. Okay. Well, it's not like Tatiana's ever failed him before. The Declan will attempt to contact this Terrinoth forever, and like I say, so seemingly Tatiana provided the equivalent of having pulled his name out of a phone book, hopefully slightly more information than a phone book. Therefore, Declan will send a message through to Terrinoth forever to say. Potential run at this address or against this address. Please contact if interested.
Okay, a whole whopping 5 minutes go by before you get a phone call coming in from an unlisted number.
Okay. So Tatiana probably wouldn't let it through if it was someone who was really not going to be there. So yeah, well, and it's not like these are making up things anyway. So yeah, okay, we will answer the call.
Okay, so the other end of the phone sounds as if it's from a computer game of a probably teen anime series of some sort. Obviously not their real voice. But hey, if you're a hacker, you'd probably not use any digital trace that can link back to you.
Absolutely. That's good. That's awesome.
And but it says, this is Tacoma. You were looking to hit the Humanis Policlub. What are you offering?
We're looking to hit them tomorrow afternoon, and with inside access to the system, and we'll provide security inside, like on the access to physical security and magical security inside. They're looking for you to divert some of their funds and things like that for the process.
You need me on site or remote?
Well, it would be appropriate to be on site because we'll have the on site access for you to actually get straight into the system digitally. Trying to actually access it or get through the firewalls, etc. from the outside, unless, of course, you would prefer, and we can potentially arrange, if you've got the option, to provide a tap that we can insert, then that would work on our end as well.
Well, I can have one waiting for you shortly. Just give me about an hour to get it in place and I'll tell you where to pick it up.
Very good. So you prefer to work remotely then?
We'll be nearby in case there's a problem, but no problems, easier to not be seen on site.
Understandable. So I guess the other aspect is again from Declan's knowledge of shadowrunning and things like that, the idea of the expected price range, which I think we talked about last time, but I've got out of my head what it was, but I think it was ranging between 500 and 5,000. Is a vague thought in my head? Is still the sort of number we talked about?
He actually asked if you have any dirt on the employees or the organization, and he would quite happily take data theft as his payment.
So Declan's certainly happy with the fact that, well, yes, we certainly have some data on some of the employees that would be of interest, and obviously, once you're in there, from our perspective, as long as the some funds get diverted and it becomes quickly obvious that the funds were diverted, maybe 48 hours later. Unless, of course, it can be a continuous diversion of funds.
As well, if you give him the account numbers you would like funds to be sent to, he can set it up so either there is an announcement of the payment or there's a continual rollout of diversions.
Yeah, I think initially it would be a case of, hey, we're better off diverting funds for a longer period of time, and then that's appropriate. But we'll can provide account details. I will send them through. I'll leave a tip at the drop-off point when I collect the tap.
It says so. Just plug the tap into a data pad, and it will get the list from there.
All good.
You have the feeling he's not going to show up anywhere where other people have left stuff.
Fair enough.
He does say that a visible hacker is a dead hacker.
I can understand that concern. Jason's not going to say the fact that, yes, hey, we had a hacker that made himself visible, if I need a new one.
He does query you and say, where did you find these details? As in, he's trying to find out who has put his name forward. So,
yes. Your name came highly recommended from sources, but as I'm sure you can understand, a visible hacker is a dead hacker.
Yep. He's happy to accept that, which is why he's signing off and will send you coordinates to pick up the tap.
Good. In case then I will get in contact back with the others again. Like I say, spend an hour or two, whatever it might be, and say, hey, I don't know if you guys come with any ideas, but we're potentially back on for getting in there, getting the fund diversion through the matrix, and getting out again. What are people's thoughts on doing redecoration in there while we're there?
Look, if it's easy, seems like it'd be pretty easy thing to do. We should just do it, I reckon.
Well, I think it's a good idea to decorate. If you're trying to make this thing not obvious.
Well, they're talking about replacing some of the recruiting posters with
we love elves.
Less phobic posters.
Yeah.
Wasn't like a we want you type poster that we could potentially replace with like an elf face? Too obvious.
You have got a couple of them that the goth girls had been in their pile of defacing material.
Yeah, so it needs to be subtle, not obvious. Because if you do obvious, they're going, okay, what else is wrong? Because they're not stupid. Well,
the other aspect is the fact that if you make it obvious, then it's the only thing they look for. In the sense that really. If they realise, hang on, we all got the runs at the same time, something's going on. Oh, okay, all our posters were being changed. I guess that's what was going on. In some sense, obvious could be advantageous, but I also don't disagree with the idea that you make it obvious. People may look for more things.
If you're going to do it obvious, you might as well do it on the outside, not the inside.
What was that, Em?
hit where the mark isn't looking. They'll be looking at all the changes that happened to their office. And not realise.
I guess from the reason Dick was asking the question about the posters or whatever, not like they say, we can make the posters subtle or obvious. Like matter either one's fairly simple. It's more the question of, based on Shadow's additional information, that's saying the fact that, well, when the Humanis Policlub were made to look bad and embarrassed, they hit out without necessarily trying to hit out the people who actually directly cause the problem. Hit out by blowing up schools and killing all the employees at the site. It's more a question of how others feel about that sort of situation.
But wasn't it because they were able to link it to that place? Because they were like, yeah, we did that to you to prove a point. And so they were like, okay, retaliation, boom.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I mean. So it's the idea of, exactly. Obviously, with the purpose of the run is to make it appear that they're being nice to the elves. But obviously, if we go too far, then the retaliation might be, well, retaliation is likely to be bigger than the effect of this one anyway. They're likely to retaliate more, like hit back harder from their perspective. So it comes down to, what level of attack people want to provide in the obvious sense, or even the subtle sense. Therefore, what level of retaliation they're willing to risk. And I say this in the sense that, from Deckard's perspective, he's not overly concerned about the Policlub retaliation, because, hey, it's not going to be on him, probably not going to be directly on the Ancients or the Elves, but obviously Shadow has voiced her concerns on limiting retaliation as far as possible. But I'm happy that others in the group may also have their points of view.
I think I'm going to say something really crazy and say maybe we should be sensible and not give the office a little facelift and just give them only 2 drops.
Who are you and what have you done with Harlem?
Hey, I'm trying to turn a new leaf here, team player and all that.
Bolt comes up and sniffs Harlem, like, really suspicious, like, is this Harlem?
Look, okay, alright, okay. 3 drops.
Okay, it's Harlem.
Okay, I guess I'd probably more be leaning towards at least some variation of the posters on the fact that, well, seemingly the posters get modified not uncommonly, and even by apparently some of the staff they'll change the posters for themselves. So if there was some subtle variation on the posters, particularly also when you consider that the actual executives of the organisation possibly don't come into the building very often, so they may not actually notice the posters for a while. Admittedly, the likelihood or the potential of blowback on the non-Humanis membership staff, I think good. I think that, okay, they're not likely to blow up hospitals necessarily or orphanages or schools, but That could be a problem for the staff, but then the staff don't really want to work there anyway.
Well, being human, it might be one of the few places they can easily get work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you get a ping on your phone with coordinates that say that the device is about a block away from the Desrin building.
Mm-hmm.
And you do find it interesting. He doesn't say Deadshot building, he says the Desrin building.
There's also the element of thinking, hang on, how do you know we're that close? But then you realise that, well, there's probably a hacker who's under that call.
The other thing that we also need to do is make sure we actually take all their old posters and you replace we replace all the old ones in storage with the new elf-friendly posters.
Well, hey, you've also got the pile of touched-up posters done by the Goth Girls.
Yeah.
I'm sure that would be an interesting thing to pull out, and then spend hours trying to figure out which posters have been doctored or not.
Certainly, yes, the actual storage of the features. I mean, obviously, you would think it likely that the doors of this particular chapter probably aren't that huge, because they're not that far from the downtown offices and things like that. They would probably provide much better. That they could provide extra stock at fairly short notice if they need to. But yep, certainly got no problem with replacing what they've got. So yeah. Do we want to go with doing some minor redecoration while we're there, or are we just happy to get a redirection of funds?
To make a poster.
Okay, I can't resist. Let's do it.
I mean, the other one, of course, is that if we want it to be, we're happy to go with the posters, and want to do posters, that sounds good. If we want to do the slightly less offensive version from their perspective, again, as you say, could do the posters outside rather than inside, if we decide to go down that pathway. But in the meantime, Declan's going to head down to this location, and where the apparent drop-off point is. Okay, you think of the fact that, how do you know where we were, let alone my name? But he's hopeful that Tatiana had enough information that he wasn't necessarily worth stopping, or things like that. He'll send a message through to Shadow and ask her to contact Sophie and see if Sophie had heard of this Tacoma Forever. As a bit of a background reference, not necessarily expecting any response immediately or things like that, but hey, if Sophie's heard of them, then there's probably a better option. Probably not automatically a bad thing. But then, yeah, they're going to go for a look, get the doctor site, but basically aim to scope it out from a distance for a while, just to see if there's any apparent surveillance upon the site.
It's basically in a spot where you can come at it from about 4 or 5 different directions, and there's no line of sight of the street or an alleyway, and basically you can literally check for surveillance or just jam any sort of Wi-Fi in the area to shut down anyone taking photos of you.
they're good for probably becoming a little too reliant on Tatiana, but they still say, oh, well, yeah. Any cameras on the area? Yeah, well, it's got cameras over there, yep, okay. Yeah, but hang on. That's been taken out by local gangs already, so we have to have that one or that one.
Yeah, cameras out in this far from the Deadshot building generally don't last long.
No, they can't.
And any cameras that aren't shot are pointing in the wrong direction.
But yeah, so Declan will do some initial review of the thing we get through. Basically, give it 15 minutes, half an hour, something like that, to monitor, and then move in to try and see what happens to be at this part and left behind. Assuming he finds no evidence of others actually watching at that moment in time.
Okay, but there are a couple of curious people around who look up but don't really stare because, hey, in the Barrens, staring can get you shot.
Yep.
And give you a perception. What is your character's perception roll?
1 yellow, 1 green.
You're exceedingly perceptive today.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure there's absolutely no danger whatsoever.
Oh, no danger. He actually pulls out 4 red dice.
Okay, so... you see absolutely no danger as you're going in.
Okay, so he doesn't get arrested for vagrancy.
Which, if I switch the... Where's my thing?
Oh no, I can't see the actual thing, but I can see it was a red and a dark dice that were left.
I thought you
have a slight headache from looking at all these cameras.
2 failures and a threat.
Yeah.
Perfectly safe.
It's perfectly safe to fail when there was nothing to see. So, yep. Declan will, okay. Having confirmed that it's all safe, he'll stealthily go up to the job site and collect the tap, presumably.
So as you go to the drop site, you see that a brick in the side of the building pops out and the tap's inside it. Someone has hollowed out a brick on the side of the building.
Okay.
And it seemed to pop out as soon as your phone got close enough.
Right. Maybe it's not the idea that he was conveniently close to the Declan building. It was just the fact that he had a random drop-off point in the Barrens that happened to be close to the Declan building.
Okay.
Obviously, the site he's used before.
And the tap itself actually looks like sleek tech that you haven't seen before.
Mm.
It's not just a data chip. It actually has some hardware behind it.
Yeah.
It literally looks like a modem on a computer connector port.
Yep. Which is probably advantageous around here where the wireless connection is more spotty. Effectively, it's got a phone satellite uplink.
Yep. Which means technically he could probably access it from anywhere in the world fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You do see a insignia on there, which comes up as Jack Point.
If I was a hacker, I'd probably be impressed. Okay. maybe knowledge of Shadowrunners might have some connection to Catpoint, but
See, I believe you have some knowledge of shadow running.
I have got Shadowrunners, so I've got one ranking Shadowrunners. So you may have heard
Yes,
the term.
you have heard of Jackpoint being the shopping house for Shadowrunners.
Yeah.
You just don't know how to get into it.
No, that's right. But it certainly raises Excellent's estimation of this unknown Takona Forever in his eyes, because apparently he's got access to Catpoint. But yeah,
Good
so
hacker probably would.
They normally have to hack their way in.
Yeah, but isn't that the one isn't that the reason how you get accepted in there? You have to hack in.
Literally, very few people get the invite.
Yeah. Of course, Desmond doesn't know it because he's not a hacker. Your bike, however, is. So you can just probably order it through via your bike.
But yeah, okay. So Desmond will return, and then I guess we're spending the afternoon making some new posters and modifying bits and pieces. Did we arrange any further direct contact with Callista at that stage?
She was just going to be going in on the Monday instead of the usual.
Yeah, so yeah.
Ross was going to speak up.
Yeah. So, have you actually spoken to the food place yet?
But they're probably not open until the day. A lot of places that serve business hours generally aren't open on weekends.
So, would it be good to get the details of who actually is in that business and who's probably sympathetic of, or who can be paid off to drug their clients?
They did have Stabby Tuesday say that she can basically put the order through you guys.
As in, like,
Okay.
we're acting as Uber or collection of the electoral.
That's pretty much what she had offered to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because she's used to doing the orders.
So,
and only the execs each the people in the three offices each the order. They don't buy for the office.
So how are you actually going to get it delivered? Because we've got elves.
Bolt can literally walk in.
Okay, so Bolt's the our human face of our group. Our human furry face.
When she can teach Bolt to wear clothes.
Bolt is trying to improve his human form begrudgingly, but realizes it might be useful.
While you figure out what you're going to do, I'm just going to duck to the bathroom.
So begrudgingly, Bolt is like, I can be the human because we literally, I don't think, have any humans in our party.
Well, we do, but she's currently missing. We had Georgie.
Wasn't Georgie a troll as well?
No, he was a clone.
He was a clone.
Oh, he was a clone.
He was apparently human, but he was a human clone.
Okay, well, anyway, in the current party,
That's right.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who can at least shapeshift into a human form.
Yeah. I can do the Deadpool trick and stick a paper cutout of a human on my face. It's about as good as I can do. Shadowstar has the ability to make herself look human, but she's currently indisposed.
Yep. And SoCal's human, but
SoCal is basically bedridden at the moment.
they said indisposed.
And we wouldn't let him do it anyway.
It's more the idea we wouldn't go alone.
No. Basically, anybody, if SoCal's going anywhere, he's going to have babysitters. The forbidden knowledge on trying to coast Bolt into human form.
No, it wouldn't be forbidden knowledge. It's just part of. I guess that would be definitely leadership.
Leadership.
Yep, convincing someone to basically face their fears.
2 green and 2 blue.
I believe you got a few people who could be very good at leadership.
Yeah. and I can, if I do spend 3 strain, I can get 3 advantages as well.
What's your leadership trying to do?
To Bolt saying you can do it.
Well, he's already agreed that he can do it.
Yeah, but Bolt's lacking the confidence.
I didn't say lack of confidence. I said begrudgingly because I don't like my human.
He knows he can do it. He just doesn't want to.
Yes, your teeth are no longer sharp. Your claws break easily. Your skin is very sensitive, and
I have to wear this cream on my skin. It feels weird, but it stops me from getting like pink.
And besides, the sunburn from the last time you did it has left a lot of peeling on your human form.
Actually, cool.
Wait,
and your legs don't rip properly.
Well, you got burnt so badly that every time you turn back into a human, it's still healing.
Actually,
Oh God.
I really need to put points into leadership. I just realised the power of Fae is gross. I reduce the difficulty by my level of forbidden knowledge. Whoa. Yeah. Oh. No wonder they're scary.
No wonder what's scary.
The Fae. Because I've only got like 2 levels of the damn thing. So the Fae Queen will have like at least 4. So difficulty level 4 less to a minimum of 1 purple. Oh no, it goes down to a black, doesn't it?
What is that?
Power of Fae. Each level of you got Power of Fae reduces the difficulty by 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can understand why everybody was insulted. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
the Fae are scary creatures when it comes to manipulation.
So if a certain charismatic elf decides to become get the power of Fae, she'll be incredibly dangerous.
But it only downgrades the empowered enhancement.
Oh, I was reading it wrong. Okay.
Yes. You can reduce the difficulty of the empowered enhancement.
Fair enough.
That means that if you've got 2 ranks in Knowledge Forbidden, you can add 2 ranks of the Fae Empowered without actually increasing the difficulty.
Okay. Proper under and it's
Helps for me to read and then clarify. So yes, you have many plans.
Indeed.
And with all these plans going, you've had about an hour and a half so far in all this planning. Did you want to add anything more before we go to the next day?
Well, Bolt's practicing becoming human.
Okay, so basically the intent is confirm everyone's got the same idea, and I'm thinking in the sector, obviously, so it has been going around a few different options, and some things have been shaved off, some things have been added on. So the intent at the moment is Ballista will be effectively getting the orders for the lunches and arrange that Bolt will be the one to pick them up. Presumably technically the location's in walking distance, aren't they?
Yes.
But it probably makes sense.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say,
Okay.
at least Bolt has gotten, Uber Bolt has gotten used to doing deliveries for Trixie. So this assignment is, apart from the difference being I'm in my human form,
Yeah, but there's
something I'm actually practiced in.
yeah, but there's a big difference. With Trixie, you're in your hybrid form or whatever.
No, normally I'm in my full wolf form, but anyway.
What, wolf form with a backpack?
Just carries it, yeah, just carries, you know.
Yeah, have you ever seen tools with those like tactile backpacks that have like pockets on the side? It's like that.
But yeah, so despite the fact that it's technically walking distance, it would make sense for Alt to go in the van. Desmond can drive the van, so that therefore it's actually potentially other people can be out there without being seen until they're out of the van. But also, if we're doing any of the posters type pieces, then they can be transported into location easily. Bolt will go and collect orders. Desmond driving, others in the van or not, depending upon how they want to go, where we go with it, where we find the opinion. The lunches get dosed. Desmond may or may not be naive, but will allow Bolt to do the dosing unless there's someone else watching Bolt do the dosing. And therefore Bolt can end up choosing 1, 2, 3, 17 drops. Lunches get delivered or to be picked up by Callista and Human. He'll deliver them to the staff. It's only the executives that are actually going to be ordering lunch with the thought process, wasn't it?
The rest of the staff have a lunch hour where they all file out to go elsewhere because they also use the bathrooms elsewhere.
Yeah. So the intent is that if we take out the executives, then the place will be empty for at least an hour or so.
But you're expecting half an hour to give you the time to do what you want, where that way you're gone and clear before anyone else shows up.
Yeah, no, they can't. Like we're expecting to be gone for an hour or so, but that means we'll give ourselves a 30-minute window in order to operate. Yeah.
Yep. So that's the timing you think you have, roughly 30 minutes. So about 15 minutes from where the lunch break starts to 15 minutes before they're due back, being your window.
Yeah. The executives eat their lunch and likely leave very shortly thereafter, based upon what Dixie said. It was rather fast acting, so the fact that the executives may not get to their lunch until about the time that the rest of our staff are going to lunch, or even a few minutes later, we might still be okay. Get inside, place the tap into the system so that Tacoma can do his job. Meanwhile, others will change over the stationery and stocks and some of the posters. That's still part of the plan.
I believe that is. And Desrin gets a ping from Tacoma asking if you got the tap and put it into your data pad yet.
It was the sort of thing that presumably hadn't put into his data pad yet, It's a little bit uncertain about the whole process with process.
Well, he said datapad and not your building computer system.
Yeah. So it's that. Certainly Declan has the capacity now that he can have some redundant com links and pads, etc. that will basically aim at picking a blank one that hasn't been connected to his system or other systems. He'll upload appropriate account numbers that are worth transferring into. And then we'll plug in the tap in this unregistered pad and see what go through, and then ping back shortly thereafterwards to Tacoma to say, yep, should be good to go.
Okay, after you ping him back, the tap lights up and you see it installing onto the datapad.
Yeah.
And then you get a ping back from Tacoma saying he's got the list. He recommends a hard reset on your datapad.
That was certainly part of the plan, or even the idea of discard. But cool, that guy. Has there been any comment from Tacoma either way about getting his tap back again, or is he happy for that to be part of his lost business?
Well, you're expecting that from him. It's either that's how he works with you, because he doesn't want to pick anything up from a drop point from you.
Yeah. Well, in the from Declan's perspective, it's the idea he'd be happy to hang on to it on the idea that, hey, if Tacoma Forever does a good job, then happy to maintain the contract if he's happy to maintain contact with him. So, basically, get in there. Change over all the posters, put up a few new ones around the inside or the outside. Okay. Possibly go more on the subtle changes rather than the immediate obvious. We love elves and orcs and everybody else in big bright rainbow letters. Then aim to get out again.
We could go for Humanis bringing the world together. Not saying which race is it.
I guess the other thing, when we did the surveillance reconnaissance check on the Friday or the Saturday, we found. Did they have much in the way of electronic security? Apparently,
they have a drone.
They had a drone working inside the building when it was locked up. I just got on the idea do we feel? And sometimes it's going to be worthwhile to do anyway. But how important is it that? People not be seen, or is there cameras that people will be seen upon, and then we've got to try and delete or go down that sideline? So,
well, you think you could potentially have Bolt do the changing of stuff, because Bolt's face will not be known at this point.
Yep.
So even if Bolt was wearing a breather, it would be still very difficult to trace Bolt back to Wolf Bolt.
Yep.
And
The,
so if Bolt starts disabling cameras while the rest of the people are busy, then you do get the ability to go in yourself and do stuff. There will definitely be cameras in there because that's basically the basic security precautions of most buildings.
Well, and particularly also in this place where the CEO is out to spy on all his employees.
There would probably not be a camera in the head guy's room, but they would be in all the other rooms.
Yeah. So, and the point being also that yes, we can expect that actually there'll be some cameras that are hidden based upon the sort of information that the CEO was collecting on his staff. And then, as I say, the part of that process then is whilst Bulk Base is already fairly well disguised, what sort of disguise or situation do the rest of us want to go in under?
Well, looking at the weather for the next day, you do see it is a red fog day, which means gas mask recommended for those who can afford it.
Yeah, so certainly we justify it being covered up and not having a lot visible. But I guess the other aspect is, do we want to try and make us look like? Do we want to go to the effort of looking like something else? Let's say Shadow put the message in to say that ideally look like humans. Admittedly, but neither here nor there really when you talk to the elves. If they're just in a hoodie with a gas mask and things like that, then it's someone there. But on the Wampy certainly and Clogger somewhat less disguisable.
There would be great security outside, but not inside.
Yeah. So we've got Desmond fronting up with a 70s hairstyle wig with matching mo. I'm here to clean the pool.
and dark glasses.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking that as much. Whilst you might have the wig and mode as well, the important part is a hoodie and gas mask on the face, so therefore there's not actually much space to see anyway. So we're happy that Womp and Flogger stay outside, and therefore not necessarily make it, the idea being make it obvious, or not make it obvious as to what race the actual attackers were in any form.
What is the metahumans outside? Is it mainly humans or a mixture of both? Or
it's a mixture on the outside.
Okay, good. So it's not all humans.
No, it's just that it is a Humanis Policlub near a Lone Star precinct with the Redmond Town Hall nearby. So you can see all three of those from each other.
And in that sense, it's the idea that Trolls and Orks are probably slightly more common in the Barrens than they are in other areas of Seattle, but they're still not the sort of thing you necessarily see every day. Like, it's still only like a few percent of the population are actually, might be around 10%, I think, from memory, that are goblinised in various forms.
So the percentage is 63 human, 13 elf, 2% dwarf, 19% orc, 2% troll, and everything else is 1%. So Bolt fits into the 1%, everything else.
Bolt's the 1%.
But yeah, so that's it. So the orcs are actually relatively common.
Orcs are more common than elves.
Yeah.
Because they breed a lot.
But yeah, obviously, a couple of trolls around the outside of the building is certainly going to be unusual, but again, not so much unusual in the idea that, hey, where there's one troll, there's probably two trolls, because that way they're not by themselves. But it's probably worthwhile not necessarily being obviously outside, or at least not the immediate outside, depending upon whether or not it wants to be clear that when they do look at surveillance footage, that, oh, hang on, those humans, or at least human-sized people that went in, were supported by trolls. And therefore the backlash goes towards the troll community as opposed to the unknown other communities.
Well, you could give them a beatbox and have them doing breakdance moves out the front. I'm sure Flogger would love that.
Well, we did see he needs to practically dance off moves.
Okay, well, yeah, we could do that.
And it would be an annoying thing for the Humanis Club to have two trolls breakdancing out near their doors.
Well, no. One troll breakdancing and another troll joy boy. If one's so good at that.
Yeah, sure. I could just go for panhandling. And then Lone Star comes up and then we'll make a bolt for it.
But Bolt will be inside.
Yeah.
Okay, so
so whilst inside, obviously, Bolt, Declan, and Tarlin making the adjustments and things like that to the internals, while the TAP for Tacoma works, and then probably the only other major question is what do we want to do about Miss Callista McCuman? And where is she in this situation, on the idea of when they look at the internal cameras and find that she was the one member of the staff that apparently didn't leave?
Well, I think she probably needs to take at least one drop, so she doesn't get being suspicious. But they don't get suspicious with her.
Well, remembering the fact that the idea is that the other 9 or so staff aren't getting diarrhea because they're not being dosed. They're just going out for lunch and being away for a little while.
So, okay, I thought you were doing the entire staff.
The non-Policlub people don't eat there.
Oh, okay.
So the people who are employed to work for them basically don't have access to facilities or food and have to leave to go get it. And they're given the same hour block to do so.
I guess part of that, if in that hour for lunch, I mean, does the office normally close, or is the expectation that actually Callista McCuman, the receptionist, does man the front desk during the lunch break and maybe get hers later?
Basically, she doesn't get the break.
So they leave it open and not close it?
Well, she's got to go get the food in.
Yeah.
So she basically.
But the idea being the fact that, like, under normal circumstances, everybody would leave the building except for the execs and the receptionist.
And you'd expect that's the point where all the shady people show up. Because that's when the normal staff aren't there to notice those that the executives are talking to in private.
Yeah.
But they don't seem, from what you heard from the McHumans, they didn't say that there was anyone booked on the Monday.
There were no appointments for over the lunch break on Monday, but yeah, obviously that might change, but that'll be one complicated, but no plans to contact with the enemy. So.
I'm just saying, did you also want to put a bug in there so you can find out what they're up to?
You could potentially do that, yes.
But the thing is, I'm no techno-whiz, I'm just suggesting it. Maybe you should
Yeah,
get
well,
a
then
techno-whiz
that's
to
it.
be able to do that.
But we don't really have the
Technical know-how to do so.
Desmond potentially has some of the electronic equipment that does it, but as I say, he's not really one that actually only uses it like this. He's just, hey, he suddenly got money, so he went and bought heaps of stuff.
Either that or see if you can put a back door in their system.
Well, I mean, that's assumed that I'm assuming that Tacoma's going to be doing that, but again, not necessarily for our purposes.
Well, if he's after corrupting stuff or dirty stuff, yeah, he probably would put some type of back door in so he can probably listen.
Well, and exactly. I mean, if his payment is whatever other data stuff he can pull out, again, we haven't actually, like I say, taken free rein to do the data steal. Because it's not like you can chase them up and find out if you did something wrong anyway, so might as well give the go-ahead to something that he can't control to make it easy. But yeah, so is there concerns for, okay, so Ballista procurement is certainly going to be there, and she's expected to be there. Do we want to try and make a show on for the camera purposes that any cooperation she provided was under duress to help cover her plausible story?
Well, that's where if Bolt damages the camera before anything happens, then it's just you don't have to stage anything.
Well, I'm thinking that the Desmond concern is the number of hidden cameras that Ballista may be unaware of going through. So I'm thinking that yes, it's worth having the Bolt destroy the obvious cameras. It's probably still worth at least giving the appearance of coercion onto Ballista. So therefore, if it is unknown surveillance, then she's still got a plausible cover. That makes sense, people? Happy with that?
It does make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. In which case then it probably makes sense that Bolt be the coercive member, simply because Bolt's the one who's going to be seen destroying the cameras and stuff as well. So, I mean, it could be sort of thing that Bolt can do the silent muscle once the cameras are destroyed. If Bolt's less keen about trying to actually physically or verbally force it, and then Desmond and or Talon can do the yep, you're going to do this with a private wink away from me into the pommel of cameras. So and I mean, I suppose we didn't get any contact details for Callista from the golf club, did we?
Well, you did have that pile of teenage girls sending you friend requests.
Yes, so I did realise that it was probably contract stuff, but it wasn't somebody who specifically got contact details, having arranged that Stabby Tuesday was going to be working on Monday instead. We didn't get specific direct contact details of Stabby Tuesday, either, did we? I mean, I would like to think we did, but I'm not certain we did.
She got your details.
Okay.
So she's most likely one of the multitude that added you as a friend.
Yeah. That's right then. So, well, I say, hopefully she'll quickly realise that any intimidatory tactics. Just for the show of potential cameras. So, and as I say, assuming she survives, we can talk to her later. Okay. Yeah, sorry, we just want to make sure you didn't get in trouble. And then I guess the evening will be spent picking up some propaganda paperwork. Desmond will do some modifications to the van to change the appearance and give it the Uber Eats equivalent type logo deliveries.
Elf delivers.
I'm not saying that's quite what we're looking for when we're specifically using balls as the token human.
Elf on a shelf delivers to you.
Or it could be something like Porky Porky, the food delivery service.
He'll be basically giving it the generic delivery van upgrade, some things like going through.
White van man delivery service. No one notices us.
He'll also probably then spend some time at least responding to the feeding, or at least accepting the feeding request. We're not interested in how much responding, just to say, he doesn't necessarily want to put all the doors offside just yet. So, and we need to work out which one survive, because we might still got contact.
Okay, so yes, you end up with about 20 plus new friends.
Mm-hmm. It's like I said, we probably won't hear many of them ever again because Tatiana won't let them through. Tatiana will delete that person on that, delete that one, delete. and at the same time, she's deleted all the members of the PCs and it's not as well at the same time. We'll catch up with that later.
Yes, we will catch it. So, yes, you have all those things lined up. And you're ready for the next day.
Yeah, and it'll all go like clockwork, I'm sure.
Okay, so the morning news has
also been practicing his dance moves for the externals.
He's Mike is still on mute, so maybe. Hello, Josh.
Sorry, just missed that.
We're asking, has Flogger been practicing his dance moves to do dancing out front of the store?
Yes. 100% he's actually been...
He's not going to be showing up by the woman in the dance club again.
Definitely not. I've definitely improved on dance skills, that's for sure.
And one will have his panhandling skills or etc. ready to go. Others will have confirm they've got appropriate clothing and face masks and things like that. Well, particularly for Desmond and Harlan. And there's probably no reason why Bolt wouldn't wear a face mask as well, because hey, apparently it's a bad day for being outside. I'm sure it's better for the sanitation of food delivery. So in which case then I would expect that certainly Flogger and Womp are not in the vehicle initially. They can be free in the vicinity by late morning and then wander into position lunchtime. I'm guessing that those of us going inside, it's probably all three of us should be in the van. Is that fair enough, people? Any other reasons not to be?
No. That was reasonable. Pretty fun.
Okay.
Okay, so with the morning, Flogger gets a video message pop up on his phone. And it is a dance challenge from Ogre, as far as his phone tells him.
That'd be even better.
He might be responding, but he's still on mute.
Hello, Josh.
I have a dancing invite. Yay! Sorry, I just had to take my headset off for half a second. Sorry.
All good. Just saying you ended up with a video dance challenge from Ogre.
Okay, well,
Ooh, sweet. Here comes Step Up 2.
outside the Humanis building.
Well, it is a public dance challenge.
Yeah. Maybe we can get a flash mob happening.
Okay, so most of the morning passes uneventfully as you get yourself ready. Is there any special preparations you're making before you head out? You have your material, you have your disguises.
Bolt is putting on that special cream that doesn't make your skin burn.
Well,
That entirety of Bolt's preparation.
You probably don't wear too much of the cream as such, except possibly for relieving of the skin, the colour burn, because you're probably covered up enough with your hoodie and your jacket and things like that to protect yourself from the acid rain and the acidic fog, along with your gas mask and things like that.
Strict instructions from Trixie to use this every time I turn into a human.
Basically until Bolt's skin heals, because Bolt doesn't change into human very often. It's been healing very slowly.
Which is partly why Trixie's been encouraging him to do human form.
What Bolt needs to be healed.
Yes, but this is one of the can you heal burns?
Yeah, I can heal burns. I can even heal burns to the soul.
So you want to talk to her animals totem?
I can't at the moment. That's
Well,
the problem.
if you're going to touch her soul, you're going to end up talking to her animal totem.
That's the problem. I can't at the moment. I can heal her physically, but spiritually not at the moment.
It's up to you if you want to interfere with the animal totem.
No, because you have to. I believe you have to suffer until your totem accepts you.
Pretty much.
How long does that take?
Or did you learn not to go in the sun?
Probably until the skin heals correctly. Which means something else may befall Bolt if you intervene. Or it might befall you instead.
What would be if it was trying to protect Bolt from external influences, not internal?
Well, you don't know. You're asking about healing the damage inflicted by the totem.
Oh, okay. So
The sunburn was inflicted by the totem.
Hey! So you're now worshipping a firewolf.
Okay, so yes, you go through your humanization routine, and the everyone's ready to go. You jump in the car.
Actually, I will ask Trixie if normal medical, sort of just normal rest and healing would work.
Or she's provided the cream.
Yes, but I'm just saying with also somebody who also. So it's
She rolls up a newspaper and whacks you over the nose with it.
Okay, so he has to do it by himself, correct?
She says, stop interfering with a shaman's totem.
Okay,
I mean, it probably really boils down
I'll
to the
observe
fact
from a
that-
distance then, and then ask questions later.
And what was that, Jeremy?
I gotta say, it probably really boils down to the fact that Bolt has got to spend enough time in human form to naturally recover from the sunburn.
Yeah, it's just that I'm also a
could-
doctor as well. That's
Yes,
the thing.
you can completely take away any penalties imposed by the totem if you so choose to.
Yeah, but that's a shortcut. I don't think totems like. No, you're going for. If it was probably the coyote or maybe whatever trickster totems, that might be approved. But
But they'd
think
probably approve it if the person did it themselves.
yeah, but since the wolf's more of a
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
yeah, same like the bear totem. Why did you have to
But
go
it's
for
also the
something like
fact
that?
even if he received medical treatment for the sunburn, that amounts to vitamin E cream. Because presumably we're not talking second or third degree burn for sunburn. It's a bad sunburn. It's not like there's actually medical treatment for it, just a relief from the symptoms of it in the meantime.
Okay, so yes, you're in the car, you're on the way. Doesn't take you long
Yeah.
to reach the destination. You can see the people start piling out early for their lunch break because they're such a stickler for stuff, they're already heading out 10 minutes before their lunch break is due.
Has Declan received the order from Callista and or like the pickup information from Callista?
Okay, so about 10 minutes after everyone heads out, you get a order come through with the company and the details of the corporate billing number.
Okay. We will go and pick up the food.
With the notation of pick up instead of delivery.
Yep. We will. Does Bolt actually have and or use a comlink at the moment?
Bolt does have one, but Bolt has trouble using it.
Yes.
I have to do a cyber something roll for it.
It is a computer's operations use.
Oh, computer's operation. That's it.
If you have one ranked
but
in it, you
in
don't.
this one, for this case here, it'll be Declan will transfer the information to her comlink or even a burner comlink, and say, yep, pull up the appropriate page of information and say, yep, just show on this. Like basically explain to Bolt everything that she might need to do, go and collect it and that sort of thing.
On the plus
So, in
side,
fact, actually,
Bolt should be good at conning them because deception is based off cunning.
Mm-hmm.
well, I mean, it just occurs to me, like, again, as someone who, myself, I never use Uber Eats or anything like that sort of stuff, so I don't know what to think, but from the food company's perspective, they're not going to have any connection or indication of who the pickup delivery person will be, will it? Will they?
All they do is
As long
show
as the-
the details and pick
And the
it up.
receipt.
We've just been given the receipt.
Where in
And
this
number.
case, that's where the company's order number
Yep.
means that they basically pay a weekly or monthly tab.
So what's Bolt's delivery service called?
So, well, in fact, so that means it's probably easier for Desmond to go in or for Tarlin potentially on the idea of the if there's any bluffing or things like that needs to be done because the company thinks, hang on, you're not the usual pickup, so what's happened type stuff. Tarlin's much more likely to talk away past them in that sort of way. And again, she'll still wearing the hoodie and the mask and things like that.
Don't they normally get delivered? So it's more the note is just pick up today. So
Basically, pickup saves a whole 5 credits.
But the idea being the fact that so as long as Bolt's the one that delivers it into the Humanis Policlub, I'm just realising that Bolt doesn't need the one to actually pick up food. Concern at that end. So
runner's delivery.
Oh, yeah.
It gives you the runs.
I'd suggest Tarlin be the one to go in and collect the food and then come out again, and that's right.
So, just to point out to you, Jeremy, Bolt's deception is quite good compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bolt is the
I
best
think
deceiver
the
of the
other
group.
match me is foil.
It's a Bolt should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Deception.
Yeah, so we're trying to deceive them, not charm them or other things like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think you're making it too complex. We're picking up food.
Yeah.
Well, again, this is me have someone who doesn't use the services at all, so I don't know how much is involved in them.
And of the group, Bolt's the one who actually does do pickup and deliveries.
Okay. I'm very Bolt's confident to do it.
Well,
It was more the idea of this.
Well,
If there are any complications,
it's like
Bolt's
that.
happy to do it
I'm
because I'm
familiar
really
with cleaning
tricky.
services, Bolt's delivery. You normally have grave digging because you normally dig yourself into a hole. Flogger is carpentering because he basically rips doors off.
Installations and demolitions.
Yeah. And we've got Tarlin as basically the escort service.
Hey! I don't charge for the shit I do, but I probably should.
Well, you still get royalties from it all.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so yes, you've got the order.
we'll head back to the Humanis Policlub, and
You see Stubby Tuesday outside in the sun, basically having enjoying the smog for some reason.
right. Well, as I said, they're good not watching Bolt as to how many dots might make into the food. I don't know if Charlie's paying attention to it, but that's not their good concern. So,
Okay, so
and then,
Bolt, you've got the tools. So are you ready to do your application?
Application?
How
Putting
many dots are you aiming for?
putting the less about the drops you're aiming for. It's more about are you ready to taint the food so they're effective.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so we get to make a science roll for you.
Oh shit.
Science!
Maybe I should have done that.
What the hell is science?
It's knowledge.
It's a knowledge skill.
Oh.
You're doing a titration in a moving vehicle. It'll be fine.
Bolt, nigh the science guy. Bolt.
Well, hey, it's all about getting the.
Colin whispering in my ear. Make sure it's 3.
Fuck you.
Would you like to increase your dice pool?
Yes, please.
Actually, I would have thought it was more of a coordination role in the idea that she's not actually trying to do science in the sense that she doesn't know.
Well,
what she's doing.
she's trying to use the tools to limit what she puts in there.
Yes.
Because it might be 3 squirts instead of 3 drops.
Yeah, yummy.
Yeah, the next one has like to be able to for coordination to manipulate the I got.
You get one yellow dice.
This is gonna be great.
I can just see the news footage. Mass killings.
Okay, so so just so you can actually see the result.
Actually,
Oh, that is mad.
okay, cool. We don't get the mass killings.
So, how many drops did you intend to put in?
Oh,
Didn't we agree on 3?
yeah, we do.
They agreed on 3. You're the one doing the drops. How many drops did you put in?
Oh,
Well, I know 3 involves hospitalization.
Mm-hmm.
We were speculating 4 was explosive, so they actually exploded.
I think I'll stick with 3.
Okay.
Like I say, like it was deliberately, from Declan's perspective, he is specifically not watching what you were doing or how many you were trying to do.
I will tell you that
what you wanted to do.
you had been recommended 2 by Trixie.
I did.
Yeah.
I did be recommended 2 from Trixie, didn't I?
Yeah.
Alright, it is.
Maybe it's 3 for trolls.
It's 3 for trolls. Alright, I'm gonna listen to my inner voice. Which is probably Trixie's voice. And
Okay, so which means you've literally saved the team from themselves. Because 3 drops would have involved a emergency services rushing in the middle of your run.
Oh, okay.
And they would have been rushing in with guns out.
Oh god.
So think a high response team in armor with machine guns.
Cool.
Oh god.
They got trauma team.
Yes, the trauma team would have rushed in with these guys. They have high enough to have had it show up.
Yeah, well, they also got the money for it.
Mm-hmm. May not have showed up in minutes, but would have showed up in time to save them. Okay, so yes, you taste the food and do it correctly, which is a kind of a nice surprise considering the challenge ahead of you.
Yes. If the run starts out like this, everything's going to go wrong from now.
Yep.
Well, you need to disable the cameras, which is another roll.
Isn't it just smashing them?
No, it's a security roll.
Is it?
No, it was because it is literally the intent was that yes, Bolt would physically or visibly be destroying the cameras. It could be seen.
Munchy.
So I'm assuming that means that yes, so Bolt hands the food over to Callista, and then probably follows her back inside, and with the intent that Callista's going to go in, and whether or not you expect her to deliver would normally follow in, or are you looking like?
Callista does the door unlock for you and says, take the stuff in. She's calling in sick. She's breathing in a little too much smog, and whistles happily as she starts walking off.
Go, girl.
Don't we technically still need her?
She said she'd left the system logged in.
Yeah, okay, yep.
I guess they go in and deliver the food.
Okay, as you walk in, you see the computer sitting with a "Have a nice day" backdrop and lots of buttons all over the screen.
Well, my job isn't to touch that. That's someone else's job, so you know.
And that there has been a waste bin left in the door to the back room, leaving it ajar.
Presuming that's where the food goes.
Well, not in the waste bin, but hey, that would solve a lot of other problems.
No.
The executive were in the back offices.
They were, yes.
Possibly the only question from that moment for Bolt's thought process in there is, does Bolt try and destroy the obvious cameras before he feeds food or after delivers food? It's not necessarily. It's sort of a variation of the original plan because we weren't necessarily expecting. We were expecting to be having Callista still around. So,
From Bolt's perspective, his job is deliver food, destroy cameras, so he would probably stick to that.
Mm-hmm.
Deliver food first? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so as you do the whole knock on there with delivery, two of them just, snatch it off you and close the door on you. And the third one starts chatting you up.
Chatting me up.
Yep, because apparently you're his type of human.
Okay.
What, hairy?
No, I'm human. I might look like a slight
Sunburn.
bird. I can't talk for long. I gotta make more deliveries.
Okay, I won't make you make a deception check because that's perfectly legit. As he hands you 50 credits and his phone number.
Okay, Bolt will smile his nicest thinking human smile at him. kind of like teethy and the kind of awkward smile that in like TV shows when like aliens or something see a human smile for the first time and they try to mimic it. It's like that.
He seems quite enamored by it as does that whole miming of "call me."
Okay. I will start to backtrack, and presuming he closes the door behind him.
He does.
I will start looking for my next objective, which is cameras.
Okay. What is your character's perception?
My character's perception is where am I? Perception 2 yellow, 4 green.
Do you wish to upgrade your check?
Sure.
Okay, so apparently you did quite well on that check. So that would be 4 successes, a triumph, and 2 advantages.
Nice.
Okay, you see a switch that says internal security.
Switch that.
And you flick it and you see a row of things showing, seeing cameras going offline, doors going offline.
Job done.
Until it says security system on standby.
Wait, I'm really good at this whole computer stuff. Bolt thinks to himself.
You lead hacker.
Yeah, pretty much. Bolt will.
Well, not just lead hacker, lead chemist as well.
Yeah, that's it. Bolt's on a roll today.
Okay, so while you're doing that, we have a one of the security cars driving by, staring at Flogger doing his dance off.
Yeah, with me filming it, by the looks of things.
What is Flogger's coordination?
Coordination is 1 yellow, 5 green, and a blue.
Would Flogger like to increase his odds?
Increase my odds, as in...
Upgrade the
Upgrade
dice.
your die.
Yeah, sure.
But
why
agree
not?
to a yellow.
Yeah, let's do it. This is
Okay.
fun.
Are you attempting to do the challenge you were given?
Yes.
Yep, and I'm filming it. And I thought it'd be appropriate. I stuck out in front of the humanity.
Well, he's got the whole Humanis name behind him as you're doing it.
Oh, that's alright. We take those.
There's a lot of red there, though.
There's a lot of red. I'm probably got like a calf strain after everything, but I did it. I've definitely got a calf strain after
Okay,
it.
so you got 4 successes, which means you do an outstanding job. You already get lots of likes to the live stream video that Womp's putting out of you.
Yes. My footloose montage of learning how to dance is paying off.
And
Why
yes,
am I something that Flogger gets a bit too into it and then rushes towards Womp to do the baby lift up above his shoulders.
The scary thing is he can do that.
and the next thing you know, you've got 2 of the Lone Star cops joining in your dance
Hell yeah.
in front of the Humanis Policlub sign.
Okay, cool.
You impressed them. He's not trashing the place. He's not being derogatory towards anything. He's just dancing.
Yep.
I'm just dancing.
Healing the world through dancing.
Don't we all need a little bit of that?
Okay, so while the police are distracted, it's over to Desrin, Flogger, so Deswin and
Alan?
Tarlin.
Yeah.
Right, I'm here. I just saw a giant rat inside my own house. I'm so sorry.
Oh, ew.
Okay, were there 4 turtles nearby?
I guess he was wondering if the rat was teaching some baby turtles martial arts.
That guy, yes. The turtles started wearing different coloured bandanas.
I can loan you my dog who's become a proficient rat killer.
My cat's a rat killer. Which I have found out.
I cat and dog working together catch rats. That works, right?
Noting that Flogger has drawn some attention, but also distracted some attention, Desmond will park the van around the side alleyway type stuff, and Desmond and Tarlin can probably nonchalantly / stealthily get in behind into the building. How good is Tarlin at stealth? I'm picturing the fact that Shadow was certainly good. Desmond's good, but so I have in my mind the fact that all the Orks in the party were good, but I'm not entirely certain but what Tarlin stealth is like.
Tarlin, unfortunately, is trying to get computer to work again.
Oops.
Yeah.
Laptop died.
Either that or the rat shoot.
You got it, okay, the rat shoot the table. But it's also the sort of thing that we don't necessarily want to get in there immediately because we're presumably going to give at least a few minutes for the executives to be running out.
Okay, so over to our bolts then. As you're in the front room waiting for the others to come in, you hear quite the disgusting sound coming from the back room. And screams of distress.
Can I hide so I don't get spotted?
Sure. You crawl under the desk, the front counter.
That works, I guess.
There's not a lot of places to hide in the front area, unless you manage to pull out the stuffing of a couch and climb in.
But it's also the fact that presumably when the execs, if they're going to come out the front door, depending on whether there's a back door, we don't know, not certain. So we did do the recon, so we probably should know whether there's a back door.
You do know that there's a back door?
There is?
Yep.
Okay. So but either way, if they're running out the front door, they're probably not going to be looking too much onto the side to side. So behind the desk is probably going to be more than 5.
Behind the desk it is.
Okay, even though these human ears don't pick up things as well, you are hearing a lot of sounds of distress. And then you get the whiff of everything.
Maybe I'm glad I'm in my human form. It smells this bad in my human form.
Okay, so you're going to have to make a discipline check.
Oh god, okay. 1 yellow, 1 green.
1 yellow and 1 green. Do you wish to upgrade your check?
Should I?
You don't have to.
Depends on whether you feel like going up.
Okay.
Ooh.
So technically you can remove one of those dice because you have all of the tokens turned over.
Presumably one of those dice is 2 failures, so I get rid of the two failures.
Though could also get rid of the 2 threats so she doesn't take 2 strain.
Yeah, I was about to say she still succeeds with the 2 failures there.
Oh, okay, because she's got 3 successes.
Yes.
Yep. She's got 3 successes, so she takes rid of the 2 threats. She only it's net 1 success with no strain.
Yeah, if she's got 1 advantage, that's what you're saying. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so that makes it 1 success. Okay, so yes, you do manage to keep your breakfast down, though it was close.
Very, very glad I do not have my more sensitive snout.
and you can basically feel the perspiration as you're just gagging from the stench coming from the back room. And you hear the sound of a door slamming multiple times.
I'm guessing that's people running out the back door.
Quite likely. Okay, so it gets quiet after a few moments, but the stench is getting worse.
Do I have my gas mug because we got told to have that today?
You
For the
do?
rain.
You did?
I think that on. Would that make a difference?
It does lessen the stench.
I'll do that.
It certainly won't hurt.
But your eyes are definitely watering. Okay.
Chili con carne went dead well.
So do you open the door and let people in?
Yep.
Okay.
They're going to tell all going to subtly get in the building behind the apparent display, the distracting display out front.
Okay. As you open the door, you're hearing a crowd chanting, "Dance, dance, dance, dance." As apparently no one even notices the stealthy walk of Tarlin or Desrin, where they could blatantly trip over and still not have anyone notice.
Well, we've got the equivalent of tell the audience to count the number of basketball passes and not see the gorilla wandering through the court.
Yeah.
Although in this case, it's watch the gorilla wander through the court and don't count don't survive the more fighters.
How many steps did the gorilla take? And they just keep watching. Okay, so yes, as you enter the room, both of your eyes also start to water.
Uh-huh. Well,
and your mask is barely keeping the stench out.
This is where Desmond's thinking, maybe I need to upgrade some nose filters, it's not just the eyes. And besides, yes, my eyes don't water. Private eyes don't cry.
You still got tear ducts, even if the eyes themselves are cyber.
Yes. But yeah, we will. Well, I guess we can get out of here in time. Okay.
Well, that was the difference between 1 and 2 drops. 1 drop was they would rush to a bathroom. 2 drops, they weren't going to make it. 3 drops, they had their intestines pop out as well.
So in that case then, yep, Declan will head straight to the computer system and confirm access, plug in the tap.
Okay, you plug in the tab, it comes up with a pop-up saying, do you accept the device?
I'm happy to accept the device on behalf of the Humanis Policlub.
Okay, so it starts doing a countdown for uploading. It says it's got 5 minutes.
Okay. What are the windows outside of that? Are we talking big windows that mean that there's very obvious, or potentially people can see 3 people in the foyer fairly easily? Or are we talking small windows covered with posters?
Think storefront and big posters there, so people could stare in if they choose to do so. But a majority of people see Humanis and basically see the signs, not the people.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also the sort of thing that it means that people who are videoing the dancing troll out front
may see shapes moving
windows in the background.
May see shapes moving inside, but wouldn't actually be able to recognize anyone. There would be reflection and other stuff from the sun at this time of day.
Yeah. So in that case then, Declan to the computer and hurry up. But also, yeah, indicating the others, hey, yeah, you can swap around the merchandise and pamphlets and posters and things like that. Don't touch any of the ones on windows, like on the top windows, because again, it becomes advantageous for us to delete 3 apparent human figures moving things around. If anyone does look at the social media feed of this troll dancing in front, it becomes humanoid figures that have been potentially moving things around when they look. So, but we will basically spend the 5 minutes of that, again, not trying to be obvious in front of the windows, but going through and changing things as appropriate. So,
okay, so
getting a close eye on the computer.
Once the upload is complete, you start seeing different things start popping up on the screen, such as the branches finance spreadsheet, and it subtly changing some of the names for their services. So finding the executive's payment and his billing system is being redirected to the various charities and organizations you had listed.
Yep. So Declan will, as soon as it's actually got to that stage, where the countdown finished and stuff, Declan will be stopping what he was doing regarding the pictures and actually watching the screen, so to be recording what's visible on the screen on his device.
And
so therefore they'll be able to actually review what kind of changes were currently made.
and it also shows that the Humanis main head office finance system is changing its number there, so the changes aren't actually being done locally. He's just referencing the numbers and changing head office's accounts. So as far as the system is concerned, no local changes were made.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever decided was good.
And you also see that at the same time there is a files being downloaded through the connection.
Yep, well, as I said, Desmond knew that he couldn't stop that happening, and so he thought, well, never give an order you know won't be obeyed or you can't enforce. Therefore, give the order that they were going to do anyway. But the advantageous that he then got the video footage of the modifications at head office, because technically if it's not done locally, that may not necessarily fulfill the requirements of the one we were before, so you'll be able to provide evidence. Well, actually, yeah, we went a bit further.
Well, the payments only affect this branch.
Right.
But instead of paying who they want to pay, they're paying the charities you wanted.
Yeah.
So that they'll get a bad rep amongst humans and a good rep amongst the elves. For all their charitable donations.
But the idea being that it's not necessarily the exec of this office that is the one that actually donating to elves. Their money automatically go to the elves before they get a chance to donate it.
Oh no, it's actually, you can see from what he's putting, the main servers has donations done in the name of the 3 execs.
Oh, okay, right, yep.
So each charity is getting a, the message is donated by blah.
Yep.
Because that was the thing that you had asked them to do.
Yeah, no, that's good, that's right. So, again, as I said, it's not like he knows exactly Tacoma well to know how whether to actually follow through that sort of orders, or, as I say, try and think, hang on, I'm not concerned about this particular club office, I'd rather Humanis Policlub donate to everybody else.
And you can see that he's actually had the salary of the 3 execs not getting paid into their accounts but into the charities.
Right.
So everything else is getting paid, just not the execs.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Desmond's concentrating on watching, not necessarily trying to read it at that point in time. He's just watching a memo recording. And while the others are doing a bit of shuffling of the propaganda. And as soon as it's ready, I'm recommending we don't necessarily go out the back way. It'd be advantageous to go out the back way, but probably not very nice to go out the back way. So it might be a case of depending upon exactly. Sorry?
Didn't you just come in the back way, or did you come in like a side door?
You came in the front door.
Oh, I came in the front door, right.
Okay, and then you see...
And assuming if the distraction is still going effectively by the time that the download's done and propaganda readjustment's been done, then we can potentially go out the front way again. But yes, if it looks like that's not going to be a secure way of getting out, then it might be a case of hold your nose and we're going out the back.
Okay, and once that seems to be finished, you see he's uploading something else, and that will be another 5 minutes. So he's used up 20 minutes of your time in that.
Well, to be fair, the half hour was it did give us buffer on each side, and it seems unlikely that any of the non-Humanis staff are going to necessarily fight their way through the crowd to get back to the office 5 minutes earlier than they needed to anyway. So I'm happy to wait another 5 minutes, as long as it's a case of still holding breath as much as possible.
Okay, so the screen pops up with install ransomware. Yes, no.
It's not going to hurt much.
Gonna take
Just
another 20 minutes?
Sorry?
Just let the Humanis ice take care of it. It's not your problem.
But it's still going to be on Callista's access that apparently this ransomware got installed. Technically,
her access will probably have logged quite a lot of upload download. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's certainly, if they look at her account, she's potentially got issues anyway. But hey, she can legitimately say she wasn't there. She mea culpa. I forgot to log out, but it certainly wasn't me that did that sort of stuff. But it's also the thing that whether or not we actually want to be doing. Oh my god! Yes.
Okay. As you do yes, it says install complete happens as soon as you say yes, and the tap turns off.
Yep. Okay. There you are. And say, okay, guys. You guys done?
And you see the screen changes to Tacoma Forever. Password, please.
Okay, well.
And you hear it. You hear the ding of all the computers in the back room also do the same announcement.
Okay. When you mentioned the when Bolt came in, the screen had lots of buttons and stuff on it, type bits and pieces. I'm assuming that they were not necessarily it's not like they were sticky notes or things like that had been left deliberately for us, were they?
No, there were no sticky notes on there. It was just that the screen has do button for this action, do button for this action on the actual thing. Because
yes, it was effectively, yes. The desktop was open and ready for activate. Yeah, happy with that. Then, we will. Okay, does it look like there's still good distraction at the front at the moment?
Yes, you can see that the crowd has grown. It's actually almost up to the door.
Well, we will aim to carefully and unobtrusively exit the building, and then apparently aim to be part of the crowd and clap along as we keep backing away through the crowd to head out of the area.
As the door opens, you can hear a groan coming from everyone near the door at the stench coming out of the room.
Get out quickly.
And close the door.
Okay, so and yes, you see some of the people who exited earlier joining in with the dancing with Flogger.
Well, as I said, there's certainly Desmond's intent and be encouraging the others. Clap along, repeat out of the crowd, but let's just keep shuffling away. Nothing to see here, or at least nice to see here.
And there's lots of people doing photo ops with Flogger out front of the Humanis. And someone has sprayed dancing for humanity underneath it. As you can see, a grinning orc with a red spray can nearby.
I thought they worked out that the walls were anti-paint.
He did it on the window.
Oh, okay.
Normally it's not easy to get to the window, but apparently no one noticed.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that security right there, Josh, come on.
Okay, so you get into the van and... What was that, Jerry?
So that'll be perfect on the social media afterwards. The idea that, okay, there'll presumably at least a few camera images posted which actually showed the orc waiting at the time. The security guard in front of the orc dancing along, obviously supporting such a decoration.
Well, hey,
hopefully the orc won't be too visible.
It's a non-offensive slogan for once.
Mm.
So yes,
not offensive as far as most people are concerned. Humanis still considered offensive.
Okay, so how long does Flogger stay dancing?
As long as he's got attention, he'll continue to dance.
Okay, so by the time everyone else reaches the Desrin's Dead Shop building, you're hearing the news reports of the dance-off happening in Redmond.
And Flogger becoming the honourable ancient.
Well, the question is yes. Do the news reports include or have bylines saying Humanis Policlub supporting affirmative action patrols with their dance-off competition out the front of them?
No, but it does have a notation in there that the Humanis Policlub has declared a bounty for a hacker known as Tacoma Forever for locking their entire organization out of their computer system. Demanding an apology to all races for their actions before he'll release them.
Yeah. Certainly when the screen popped up with the Tacoma Forever, I thought, hey, makes good from Dex's perspective, because it means that it's not necessarily Elves or anyone particular. Tacoma can take the hit for that one.
Well, there's his 15 minutes of fame.
Apparently he has hacked Humanis many times. And it's down as just another bounty they put out on him that will probably be unfulfilled.
I can see why he was so ready to take this job, because, hey, just another notch in his feather, right?
And even if they do say something nice to the people that they're supposed to hate, there's a good chance he still won't give them access back to their systems, and they'll just have to rebuild stuff.
Yeah. Actually, so once we get back, I'm not entirely certain off the top of my head whether or not the like I said, his payment was any data steal he wanted to do, and the blackmail material on the two executives that we had.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember whether I don't know whether that was the blackmail material was a down payment or whether that was the post-job payment. But either way, if he sent it through the Tacoma yet, he will definitely get the data through and say, hey, thank you, good job. Hope to work with you again in the future.
He sends you a password with a smiley face.
Jacob started thinking, how much Humanis would pay for this password?
And the password is "We love elves."
Fair enough.
And the notation says that has to be typed into every terminal they want to unlock.
No.
Ouch.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And as I said, Declan's immediately started to think, oh, so yep, did that job, Dick, yeah, make money by selling this to the next Policlub, I'm sure.
Well, he did say he wanted blackmail material, and he gave some of it to you because he got what he wanted.
Yeah. Well, that's right. No, that's right. So Declan's going to hold off for at least 24 hours.
And there's also some news reports about how generous and they start showing pictures of various people who you recognize as the execs are being thanked by these charitable organizations for their donations.
Well, I'm assuming that we recognised 2 out of the 3, because I think that we didn't have any images of the CEO, did we?
And the Bolt recognizes the person who was chatting him up being the third one.
Oh, okay, right. I was going to say, I'm trying to work out the possible elimination who the CEO is, but yeah, great to see that there. So, and also download alpha for you guys for ensure he's got the copy of everything that happened on the screen.
And they've been noted down as being given honorary membership of each of the charitable organizations. And the last bit of the notation is the people in question have been unable to comment as they seem to be unavailable at this time.
Wouldn't happen to nicer people. Obviously, they're very nice.
And the bonus to that is that he didn't realize he was chanting up a hybrid.
And so, yes, you believe you have successfully done this. Now it's up to you how much you want to charge for the unlock code, especially considering no matter how much they pay for it, they're going to be continually paying for it, putting it in.
Well, as I said, it wasn't necessarily going to sell it back. He exactly went through his mind, the idea of selling it back. But as I say, technically, he probably wants to at least hear back from the ancients and or Miss Golden Hair to confirm whether or not the one has been completed satisfactorily, and then he might think about it. Now, what I'll try to get out of this.
Okay, so you also get a message from Freya Goldenhair on your account.
Mm-hmm.
You hadn't had her details before.
Yep.
And she's given you an address to a shop in downtown.
Any indication as to when one should be at that address?
You've got a booking for a fitting in the following week.
Oh, okay. Leathers. So, well, it's Monday, so that was by Monday afternoon the thing's gone through, so hey, that means I should be free on Tuesday.
And then you see the price of the fitting and jacket being $6,500.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I say, Declan might have to double check his actual bank account bank balance at that point. Yeah. Whilst yes, he feels like he's been like in the last few months he's become a millionaire. Possibly not quite such.
But hey, you'd have your colours once you can pay for it.
Yeah. But as I say, like so, we can actually do an assessment on his actual finances, because obviously he is getting money coming in fairly regularly now, having successfully got some entrepreneurial projects underway. Yeah, I'm happy to talk whether he's got the funds available immediately, or whether it will take a little bit of time, or whether it's a case of, hang on, maybe you could be nice to Humanis and say, 6.5K for the password.
Yes, but then how do you get the money without them being able to trace you and blame you?
Yeah, and that's the main thing that actually holds you back from trying to cash in on what potentially free money. So it'll be a case of working out exactly how much you might have at the moment, and if he's short, then working out how he might be able to retain something quickly, depending on how far short he is and things like that. But yeah, I'm happy that we can work that out offline, or
yes, we can work that out offline, and worst case, I'm sure that you could beg and borrow from some of the others.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. It's the sense that, because I can't imagine he's going to be that short of if he hasn't actually got the 6.5 available, I wouldn't expect he's that short of it. So,
well, your monthly thing is 4,500 roughly.
Yeah. And technically getting an extra 300 a session as well, type stuff. So, yeah. But I'm also happy that he has been throwing money around a bit recently, because suddenly he feels like a millionaire. So I'm happy that I can't say exactly off the top of my head what his current bank account would be.
Well, I can simply put the fitting into next month, because you are on the 20th of the month, which means that you'll get enough money to make you flush.
Yeah. So, yeah. That will be the intent. Okay, when you can afford it, you'll keep going in, and if you can't afford it within the next, effectively the next week and a half, because the fitting was available until next week, or until the end of next week, wasn't it? It's got at least 2 weeks to actually get together.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so if it was any time after, I think it's the Wednesday or the Thursday, you would definitely have your monthly.
You would definitely have the money available. Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys want to do anything else before we finish up the session for today? As you've now got to figure out what you're going to pay the rest of the team.
Money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, possibly the other thing's got to be sorted out is who won the dance off, Flogger?
Flogger got a 4-star review on the Matrix for his performances.
Just waiting for
and what did Olga get?
He got a date night.
Yay, date night.
So, in other words, it's going to be another match off.
And karaoke.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
It's about the only thing I can speak Flogger in.
Sorry, everyone. I've got to log off. I have to deal with this situation.
Good luck.
As I said, the dog is on offer.
Yeah. Well. I
might have to. Bolt can do the backing vocals.
Oh, I can see an issue there, because Ogre is going to have the harpies in the background.
Ogre not necessarily going to be with the Elwood Rock Band.
Nah.
Bolt
But I can see the harpies fronting up.
Possibly.
What was that, Em?
I said Bolt has a good performance, right?
Well, I believe Bolt does.
What's the coordination?
Coordination is quite good. 2 yellow, green, and 2 blue.
Ooh.
But if we're talking vocal performance and karaoke,
You might be
you
talking
may not
charm
be
there.
coordination anymore.
No. What would that be under?
Charm, most likely.
Charm, yeah.
Charm
Yes.
or cool, maybe.
Because you're trying to impress people with your voice.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm saying.
think it'd be cool.
Well, charm is one yellow, 1 green, and cool is just 2 green.
What? Flogger has got charm.
He's slightly charming. Well, he'll charm the doors off buildings.
That's still better than even not magically enhanced.
And look, he now has a following of dancers.
Yeah, you do realise we now have to get you dancing in other areas.
Which is not a bad thing.
No, so, well, it comes down to the fact that, we've now got 2 effective distraction techniques. Flogger dancing or Talon talking and walking.
And neither of them are about killing people. You've moved up in the world.
Well, again, up, down, look all relative. A bit like those positive and negative emotions. Anyone you're talking to.
It does. So, if you don't have anything else to add, I may go to end screen and chat to you offline.
Yep.
All good?